All right, guys. Hello, everyone. It's me, Vermillion. I'm here joined with my good friend Apache Smash, who's also a runner of this game.
Hi, I'm Apache Smash. I've played this game before.
Yeah,
Let's do
he's
this.
he's played this game a few times. I've played this game a few times. So, guys,
Once or twice.
yeah, I mean, like look a little bit, yeah. So today we're going to be doing Metal Gear Solid 3 European Extreme. It's the hardest difficulty in the game. First things first, we're gonna pick I like MGS3. It's gonna give us some few camos that's gonna help us complete the game. And for people who've never played MGS3 before, the hardest difficulty European Extreme, there's a one big thing about this category is game ends when being seen by enemies. So we have to be really careful of making sure we don't get spotted by enemies, while also having the lowest health, lowest ammo counts, and boss having more health. So without further ado, I need to start the timer off screen. Sorry, so I need to turn that on right now. So I'll do this, and we'll just get into it. So let's go.
All right.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
All right, so
And yeah, as Vermilion says, European Extreme, it is the hardest difficulty. So enemies have extended range. So your camo index stays the same, but they'll see you from much further away. Basically, you never want to be in a guard's eyesight because they can see across the entire level. We're playing on I want to say we're playing on the Master Collection version, right?
yeah,
So the Master
PC.
Collection version came out earlier I want to say this year, last
Nah,
year.
last year,
When did it? Was it last year?
October
Time
twenty twenty
flies,
three.
doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I know. Yeah, 'cause
Oh, geez, yeah.
we were playing on the other version for so long that like it just feels like yesterday this thing came out.
We were so excited for the Master Collection coming out that we all actually met up in person for its release, and played it from the first day it came out.
Yeah,
So that was really fun.
we played it a lot, especially MGS3 because it was like the one that was. I feel like it was the one that was touched upon the most. The Master Collection,
Yeah.
MGS2 and 1 were they kind of just ported it.
Three never had a PC version until the Master Collection, whereas 2 and 1 have had PC versions or like stable emulator versions for a long time. Because three's emulator version has issues. Never had a PC port. We were playing the Xbox port of it for the longest because it loaded faster. But
Yeah.
the PC Master Collection version is the fastest loading version of the game.
Yep. It also looks
And
nice
now we have
too.
mods and stuff too.
Yep, it's beautiful.
All right, let's see it. Let's see your quick headshot. So, a trick in this game is if you hold the aim button, a snake will lock onto a guard's chest. And if you go into first person view and stand on your tiptoes, it will lift you the exact height to hit the guards in the head. And also, he's doing a trank roll there. So, if you put a trank into a guard, it takes a long time before he falls asleep if you don't hit him in the head. But if you trank a guard and then roll into him and knock him down, it will just complete that and instantly put him to sleep. A couple of quick headshots here.
Very clean.
You were stressed, weren't you? Let's see you get the roll. So he's going to shoot the wall here. It's going to make a guard run behind the tree and go on his radio. And so his vision is actually completely obscured by that tree.
I mean, you were right. I was a little stressed there, but it's like whatever. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna shoot him again. We're good.
It's like the first areas of the game. They're not too tricky, but they can catch you out quite easily.
Yes.
And it only takes like if you make a mistake on any of your movement, if you make a mistake on any of your actions, you're going to get seen by the guards. We're constantly walking like an invisible tightrope, and we have to stay exactly on the path. And if we stray from it, like mess up movement or anything, it changes. Oh, I thought that roll looks so sus. So right
No, you're right.
you have to knock a guard down. You have to roll into him as he catches Snake in his vision. He has to knock him down, and then he has to get behind a wall before the guard stands up. And it looks so sus because the angle of his roll put him really far away from the door. That was so much more like sus than it looked.
No, like the last two were pretty sus, but it's just like the normal. Like honestly, the beginning of the game, like a lot of times, like it looks kind of scary, but once you get past the beginning, you're kind of just like locked in. You're like, okay, well, I know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah, we get a short moment of reprieve while we do the cure menu and skip some cutscenes. And the first area in what's called the Snake Eater mission, which is this next part of the game, it has a couple of the hardest rooms for movement, because you're going to get your weapons taken off you, and you have to move absolutely perfectly. And your only option is to sneak, because you don't have a tranquilizer anymore, or a tranquilizer gun for a while. The start of Snake Eater is pretty ruthless, but if Verm plays perfectly, it will look really easy,
Yeah.
which is the nature of this game. Like, the better you play it, the easier it looks.
Yeah, it
And
looks
it only
simple.
starts to look really difficult when you make mistakes.
Yeah, it looks simple, but yeah, it's kind of brutal sometimes. Like sometimes I've seen runners who start this learning the speed run just like fail the same room over and over again in the beginning. They're just so slightly off. And it's like,
These next few rooms are like the filter for people who pick up this run. These next two rooms with guards, and then the first boss of the game, the Ocelot unit, it filters so many people.
yeah, it's the first like 10 minutes of the game too. It's like it doesn't feel like that. It's not that long, but it feels long because you just are doing so much stuff.
We're going to see some really cool stuff here. So Verm's going to roll at this tree, and it's going to make a guard notice him, and the other guard is going to notice the guard noticing us. And as he gets behind this guard, he's going to cook a stun grenade, which it's a glitch in the game that it silences your footsteps on certain terrain. Like, guards can usually hear you if you're running near them, but for some reason, when you're holding a throwable like a grenade or even like a food item, it silences your footsteps. It doesn't work indoors, but it works almost everywhere in the game, and especially everywhere we need it to. And now he's going to move perfectly here, and he's going to execute two rolls. There's two guards down there. If you roll perfectly, oh my god, you got the guard roll. You got the absolute guard roll. Like he got the most distance you can get without getting caught. And he had to be like slightly patient, because you have to wait until Snake fully stands up before you move. But that's like that was really clean, dude. That was really clean.
That was intentional. Not really. A god roll like that is like never intentional.
You know, it's so rare that you get that god roll that I like forget it exists, and then it turns up again like an old friend. You're like, oh, you can actually get that far off that roll.
You can also go for a really risky roll, like onto the bridge, but it's really like scary.
It got a little bit better in this is like kind of built off the Xbox port. It gets a little bit easier when the frame rate stays stable at 60. But on the PS3, it was basically like insane to go for.
Alright. Now we have the first gatekeeper of the run. Need you to explain all of this, Apache. This is gonna be a lot.
Yeah, sure. This boss is the Ocelot unit, and instead of like a regular boss, it's a bunch of guards, and so the same rules apply. It's game over, I've discovered. We actually have a tranquilizer back now. And the guards are static because we're in caution mode. Oh, sorry, evasion mode. Oh my god, you're so lucky.
I know.
He has to trank a guard in the arm there, and now he has to put a good trank anywhere in that guard. And now this guard's going to go from left to right. It's going to put one in him, and all those guards are going to fall asleep while we're out of vision. He's throwing a stun grenade behind the door, because there's actually a bunch of guards stood behind here, 4 of them, and he got them all cleanly. This guy's going to appear on the roof to hear what's going on, hit him in the head. And now we're going to check to see if that guard we hit in the body is down. Yes, he's down. And now there's one at the back. Oh my god, how did you get away with this? That start was so soft.
I know. I don't want to.
You have to be like so fast to complete those initial actions. He actually instant headshotted a guard off screen by being at the perfect range as the Ocelot unit starts walking towards him. It's just one of those things. And
that
was so clean. I'm actually in awe of all of that. None of that should have worked, but it did.
Yeah, I kind of did. I was like, oh, I'm on the bed. It's over. But, I was like, okay.
Yeah, if you stand up on that bed, even one step to the right from where he stood on it, the guard outside can see you. I don't know. It's so difficult to explain. You were like 1 millisecond behind getting seen at all times for like the first half of it.
Yeah,
it was a little bit slow to get the initial shot. Sorry, Max.
Oh no, not at all, not at all. I was just gonna say, I was gonna. My instinct was to be like Verm made that look so easy. I absolutely invite anyone to give that a shot and see how quickly it just rinses them, because it's an insane thing to do like that fast on European Extreme. But honestly, I think most people wouldn't make it past the first few rooms of Operation Snake Eater on European Extreme, so
it's
they can't even get to that to try it out. But
it looks
easy.
Yeah, not without a few continues or staying prone the entire time and carefully tranking each guard and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
there are like obviously there's much easier ways to do these rooms, but we're always going for the fastest method, and we're also going for the rank one. I don't think we mentioned this, but there's ranks that you get on the score screen, and something that all runners of this game really care about and has stuck around no matter what. It's not just like fastest time, but fastest time with the max rank, which is Foxhound, which is no kills, no alerts, no continues, no life medicines used, Fox
Yeah.
only final destination.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff we missed out on in this room. So Verm is using the box. Whenever he goes up an incline, the box will allow you to keep full running speed. And he actually pushed the box against the electric fence. And in the 60 FPS version of the game, so any of the re-releases, that electric fence won't shock you on that part of it. It normally will on the PlayStation 2 version. So we can push the box against it, which makes guards walk all the way around the level to come and find us, like to investigate, and then we can just roll on through. But that room is one of the longest rooms in the game, and if you get seen by a guard, you go back to the beginning. So the movement has to be absolutely perfect there. And he's just going to trank all this guard. He took the suppressor off of his Mark 22 because the suppressor degrades every time you use it. You don't need to use the suppressor against bosses because you can be as loud as you want. He's going to shoot Ocelot once to stun him and throw a stun grenade out. The idea is he wants to keep Ocelot as perfectly still as possible and hit him with headshots. Right now he wants Ocelot to turn around and get stunned. Now he's going to shoot the Markor, which is a goat at the back. Ocelot will actually react to seeing that Markor die, which makes him stand still for even longer. This is really good. He just needs 2 shots now. 3 shots now. So whenever he goes like this, you just want to like auto-aim him. Oh, you got like the delayed shake. I haven't seen that for a while either.
I hate that.
That was a clean fight. I mean, the biggest thing with Ocelot is you want to keep him stood still for as long as possible so you can deliver headshots to him, and that's what the stun grenades were for. That's what shooting the goat was for. And you have to shoot the goat because the only goat is Vermilion.
That was a great transition to that. I love that.
Yeah, the biggest thing about Ocelot is leaving Ocelot with as much health as possible, because every time he hits you, it's taking like a quarter of your health off, and you need as much health as possible for the next boss fight, which is the Pain. If it's dark at the moment, don't worry. It was a thing when this game released. Essentially, when you're in this dark cave, the longer you spend in here, the game is slowly turning up the brightness in the background to make it seem like your eyes are adjusting to it, which was well ahead of its time. But nowadays, like, we obviously know where to go, and we just leave the room, and then the brightness will come up to a normal level again.
Yeah, or you can just turn the brightness on your monitor as well, which is an option. But yeah, it's not as bad as it used to be on PS2.
Yeah.
So the next fight is the Pain. Notoriously, he's a tough boss simply because most of his attacks will kill you in like 1 or 2 hits. We do have some trickery to avoid his most deadly attack, which is the Homing Hornets in Phase 2. But at the start of the fight, we're going to throw a smoke grenade onto the platform with him, and that will just dissipate the swarm attack. And now you want to hit, like, he's got a tiny head hitbox. So you see Verm is like carefully aiming for his head hitbox. It does so much more damage than body shots. And also we know like his threshold, so when you've done enough stamina damage, he'll put the shield back on and you can anticipate it. Oh, unlucky, you got really unlucky there. It was his iframes are like just up still. So in Phase 2 he's going to do that homing attack, but as a consequence of this game being in 60 frames per second, for some reason that Hornet attack will no longer work. So normally that would hit you and that was amazing. Great Phase 2. Great Phase 2. Being able to avoid that Hornet attack by going into first person allows us to do that second phase so quickly, but I can't explain to you enough like how small that head hitbox is. It's like 3 pixels on his face.
And it's offset too. It's lower than you'd think it would be. I remember when I was learning this game, that was an issue I had, and I think Major Zero told me like, oh no, you gotta aim for like the bottom of his chin, the top of his neck, and that's like where his head hitbox is most reliably hittable, or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's
absolutely,
ridiculously small. Like I implore you, if you want to see how small it is, just try to shoot him in the head one time. It's It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's just unintuitive, right? Because the visual, it doesn't communicate anything with the visual information. You're looking at him and you think it must be here, and it's not. It's just in a weird place.
And he's got like a bald, uncovered head, so you'd think like, oh well, that's very apparent where his head is, and then you try and shoot it, and it's like, try again, pal.
We just saw the most useless out of bounds in the game. Essentially, just the backs of that cave is broken. You can get out of bounds as long as you hit the load zone. It'll transition to the next level. The way out of bounds works in this game is that outside of the level, it's just an infinite void, and if you fall into it, it just kills your character. So you can actually die going out of bounds there if you roll incorrectly, which I'm sure we've all done.
I have
at
died,
some point messing around.
I was like, if I die right now, I'll accept it. For going for use out of bounds like that. It'd be funny if it was only the death of the whole entire run.
We're just avoiding spotlights here by swimming in the correct places. This next room is like, we're gonna see the end for a second, and the idea is that we're going to do like a quick headshot on a guard, and then we're going to shoot the explosive barrels. And the reason we shoot these explosive barrels is one, it kills 2 guards, and that doesn't count as a kill according to the score screen. So we can use explosive barrels to take out guards and still get the max rank. But also we deal some damage to the end, and you see his health bar drop. And when we get into that fight later, it will take some of his stamina off him, so he will die quicker. And you think, why not just kill the end early? And it's not only slower to do that, because you have to go and get the SVD sniper rifle, but a non-lethal victory against the end awards the Mosin Nagant, which is a non-lethal sniper rifle, which shreds like 2 bosses later in the game. And 3 bosses in certain categories. It's just a really useful weapon.
What's wrong?
But you
Warehouse,
see like
another notoriously difficult room on European Extreme.
Just to show you how close he is to game over at all times, if he didn't equip the box there, if he didn't know to equip the box there as that first guard stood up, he would have been seen. Equipping the box gave him like an extra half a second to get around that corner, so it didn't count as like an alert, because all alerts will just end the game instantly. Oh my god, I well thought you were getting hit by that trap there. That was so slow. Why are you doing this to me? I'm just trying to commentate and have a good time. You just keep giving me these.
I'm just adding drama, man.
Yeah, who needs coffee when you've got a wealth of near misses?
True.
So yeah,
I thought you were gonna hit his neck again.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was
It's possible to like that guard is if you miss his head, even though you're like right next to him, if you miss his head, you either shoot the wall or shoot his body, and he will just turn and face you, and you get a game over. And I've seen Vermillion like shoot him run up to him and shoot him in the neck. It happens, man. It happens. All right, we're gonna see a really cool interaction here. So in this area, only in this room, unlike other areas of the game, if you're in the scientist costumes, the guards will take you to the prison. But if you equip the box and unequip the box, it resets the amount of time before they capture you. So the scientist costume, it works in the building, it works outside the building with that strat. So we're in a disguise now. The guards will see us as a scientist, but the scientists will know that we're not a scientist. But the scientists don't react to the box. So if you're in front of a guard, you want to be in the scientist uniform, and if you're in front of a scientist, you want to be in the box.
It's basically rock paper
And you're
scissors,
gonna
but
see,
but MGS3, you know what I mean?
It is. I never thought of it like that. It is rock paper scissors.
But a scientist box guard.
We picked up a cigar gas spray. Super powerful weapon. Oh, the scientists are fine as long as you're facing the back of them. But if you're in front of them, you need to run through them like this to reset the amount of time before they capture you. Bumping into enemies resets them. It resets their actions. So with scientists, it like say there's like 3 seconds before they catch you. If you bump into them, it's another 3 seconds. Now we're going to leave this door. He's going to bump into that scientist, and he's going to take the left path here, and he has to run at a certain angle so that the scientist can't see your face. And as far as the game's concerned, that scientist couldn't see your face because he's running at an angle that's ever so slightly to the left.
Well, we all know that's how it works in real life too.
Yeah.
If you're looking at someone, but they're at like a 2 or 3 degree angle away from front, who knows who that is?
Yeah, my dog is absolutely convinced of that. He thinks if he doesn't look at me, I can't see him. All right, we're out. The scientist uniform is now no good to us. And we're going to switch back to the animals camo. The animals camo is awarded for a non-lethal victory against Ocelot, and it is without a doubt the best camouflage in the whole game. Apart from it being ridiculously stylish and something you would wear yourself, it has the best camo index for the entire like mountain section of the game, which is a really tricky part. And also, if your stamina is below half, your aim doesn't shake. So he purposely got a caution here. That makes the dog like run around, and now he's going to stand up, and he's going to put 2 tranks in this guard while he's facing the other way.
Nothing here.
Also,
I swear he does this to me on purpose. I was expecting to get seen by the guard there for a second.
Nah.
All right, this fight is the fear. The fear is a tough fight. Pay attention in case you miss it, because it should be a short one. We're going to get over to this rope trap here. I'm going to use the fake death pill. The fake death pill makes the fear drop from the trees and come to the ground and to investigate Snake. He's going to walk up, stop, and when he takes a step towards us, we're going to revive, stun the ground, which stuns the fear, and then we're going to set a rope trap off on top of him. And the reason we do this is because if the fear is stunned on the ground, all the damage he takes is converted to stamina damage, and he doesn't get recovery frames. And so the rope trap does all of his stamina in like 2 seconds.
incredible fight. One of the most mechanically dense and also broken fights in the game. The fear is, there's so many different things going on with the fear that like you could do it 5-6 times in a row in different methods, lethally and non-lethally, but it's always hilarious in a speedrun because you're always doing something with the with that converting damage to stamina damage, and it's always funny to see.
Wow, Vermillion perfectly executing the hardest room in the game, Warehouse 2.
Very
Flawless.
stressful.
I was just watching in awe of you, mate.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, this is the room.
Another one he makes look absolutely easy. That I think the last time I played like a casual, I streamed a casual run of European Extreme before I was learning the speed game, and that was like almost a full stream. Was just trying to get through Warehouse 2.
It's scary. Like there's like, how do you get down? You know, if you didn't know the speedrun strat, there's just so many guards. They all can just see from so far away.
And something that you're not, it's one of the many like balls in the air that you're not going to notice are there because if you're not super familiar with MGS, is like the resource management and the menuing are both insane in this run. Like Verm is menuing, you're almost not seeing menus because he's doing them so fast, and he's applying silencers so that they don't burn out, and switching weapons, setting up things for quick switches. It's crazy.
Yeah, this next part is actually the end. It's not the end of the game. It's a boss called the end. There's also a boss called the boss, but that's not this boss. That boss is at the end. And we're going to hit him 3 times. He unfortunately got an arm shot for the start there. We're actually wanting to lower his stamina as much as possible with those initial shots. Caught an arm shot, couple in the head, and there's a built-in mechanic in this game into the end fight, which was discovered by GoGo Time in 2020, I think it was. If you knock the end down and he retreats to a different area, if he hasn't seen you after 25 seconds, if you make a loud sound, the end's going to teleport to the furthest position he can see you from. And we know where that position is, so we put a smoke grenade between us and that position, make the loud sound, and that makes the end teleport. You can see his sniper glinting now. We just like teleported him across the level, essentially, and we bring him to us rather than us going to him. Oh my god, you hit him with the stun.
Beautiful.
All right, so we're gonna punch, spray, punch, hold him up, and we're just extending the amount of times before he gets like recovery or iframes. As soon as he puts the weapon on the ground, we can spray him. And there's a glitch in the game, so the cigar gas spray is actually doing double damage on any of the HD versions. So every time we spray once, we're getting 2 hits, and we always wait for those 2 hits before doing anything. We're going to wait for the cough. We're going to spray. And now we want to keep moving because we don't want Snake to cough. If you're in smoke, Snake will like get stunned by... I don't know, you're fine. Verm's too much of an expert. Every time he sprays and stops him, he's doing like 2 punches because that can extend the amount of time without knocking him down lucky. Still had iframes. There we go. This will finish him off. Beautiful.
I love the double
Fantastic.
roll.
Fight, dude.
Yeah. Want to be a little safe with that smoke. I was like, I'm gonna not go for the punches because it can be a little tricky punching him when he's running towards you.
Yeah, he's deceptively fast.
I think a lot of people recognize, like, from playing the game, that the end is a very challenging fight. Originally, there was talks of like them wanting to make the fight take a week. I'm glad they didn't do that.
That'd be hilarious if that was the case. Honestly,
I feel like it's a boss fight where things really shine and shows like the kind of skill ceiling of this game, like how fast you can actually do some of these fights.
yeah.
All right, the notorious ladder.
Yeah, please stand for the national anthem and feel free to join in if you know the words.
While we're waiting for it to kick in, I will just remind everybody that this is Slurpathon 2024, raising money for Extra Life and the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. All of the money goes to the hospitals with unrestricted funds, meaning it can get to the most important places. They're the places where it's needed the most. We've already raised a crazy amount of money this year. We're hoping to raise even more, and yeah, so !donate. We have some great incentives coming up, including song requests for the whole rhythm game block, including Rock Band and such. Oh, Snake's got the stomach rumblies over the theme song. His stomach is singing along.
Absolutely beautiful song by my good friend Cynthia Harrell. Big shout out to her. She actually came and sang during one of our runs. So
Yeah, that's hype. Yeah, she loves speedruns. The person who sings that song, Cynthia Harrell. She's such a hype person. I love her.
yeah, she's a huge fan of the games, and also like always comes and watches people running it.
That's awesome.
All right, so he's gonna take the.
Oh,
I knew you didn't have it. I knew you took it off late. So that's how close we are to a continue at all times.
No way, dude.
Brutal.
It's always like when you least expect it. Oh my god.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on here. We're equipping the box to traverse over these hills as fast as possible, but we also need to unequip the box at the right time to make the this guard with an RPG like off screen, and we need to make him slide down off the mountain, because while he's sliding down he won't see us, and if we don't like bait him into doing that, he will see us otherwise. And yeah, no, you recovered well.
Oh. No, because I'm mad now about what happened. It's always
That's cool.
man.
There's a cool interaction here in Mountains 2. He's gonna, right at the start of the room, he's just gonna hold the gun out and fire, and that will instantly headshot a guard, just because of the way the auto aim works and the differences between the two terrains. Because it's firing like up at him, it hits him in the head. We're going for a box headshot.
Of course.
Wow, absolutely awesome box headshot. That's like an advanced strat in the game, and you have to execute it perfectly. Exit the box at the right time. Now we're going to see another advanced strat where we're going to shoot the guard 5 times, or 4 times if you pace them out perfectly like that, just to stun him enough times so he can't catch us, and then roll into him, which knocks him off the mountain, which again doesn't count as a kill. It's more of a workplace hazard, I guess. If you push people off mountains, it doesn't count, something like that. And now we're going to make 2 guards. Oh, that guard walk towards us and shoot the explosive barrel. Again, this is not a kill. We have no guilt. We're going to throw a stun grenade at the last guard and pick up the RPG. So if you don't pick up the RPG, the game will give it you later. but you have to do a menu for it. Whereas if you pick it up now, you can menu it when you're forced to do a menu after the waterfall, and the amount of time to pick it up is shorter than letting the game give it you and putting it in your inventory yourself.
Yeah, but that room is disgusting though. Oh my god, I knew the bat angle was that.
Oh no.
Right there, there's like a ledge, and you have to like kind of thread yourself so you're not touching the ledge so you don't stutter yourself. But what he's trying to do is make a guard hear his footstep and then turn and face the wall, and then he's going to roll over the top of him.
There we go.
Wow, the way you do it is like so chaotic.
Yeah.
I hate watching you play. Not joking. I think there's the movement in this game and like the different kind of advanced strategies that are available. Like everyone who plays it looks completely different almost. And he's doing like a safe strat here to make sure he doesn't get seen, because he didn't bring the guard on the left to walking towards him, which means he had to trank him. So it was really good. What's the word? It was really good to acknowledge that he wasn't going to walk there and take them both out carefully. Otherwise, he would have been getting seen again.
Yeah, I forgot to equip the box to distract the guard on the right. So I was like, okay, well, I have to do a backup right now. I can trank him, but shooting the barrel's faster. And it's easier.
I always find in Marathon it's worth going safe on Mountain 3, because the difference between success and failure sometimes feels like it's like a breath of movement different.
Yeah, especially in this really hard room. That room is really unforgiving. It's really long too.
And we're going back down the mountain now. We're going to go through a secret door, which we now have the key to. And we're going to meet, without a doubt, the most difficult boss in the game. And it's the Fury. The reason he's so difficult is because, due to our health at this part of the run, he can kill us in one hit. He's the most RNG dependent boss, as in, like, his starting position is random. What happens when he gets knocked down is random. Many bosses in this game are, like, completely static, and it's a pattern, or a dance. It's kind of like a raid boss in an MMO. Like, you do this, then you do this, then you do this. But the Fury is all responding to what he does. So right at the start of the fight, we're going to run south. We're going to use the box, because if you walk over flames on the ground in the box... sorry, I was like nervous. I was waiting to see what happens. Really nice to do the quick reload with the gun while leaning around a corner. Not easy to do. Not easy to do at all. Use the box to avoid the flames on the ground, because while you're in the box, you can't catch fire from the flames on the ground. Oh my, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Like,
Insane.
He made like the adjustment. Like you made a little mistake at the start. You did the lean right. It's so hard to lean and quick reload.
Yeah, it's really like, weird. Yeah.
You have to be absolutely perfect on your button presses. So there he did a tactical reload. So the Mosin Nagant is a single fire weapon. You fire it, and then it's got like a long animation to load the next. I want to say bullet. I try not to talk about guns because everyone knows more about guns than me. But really nice, perfect headshot, box headshot. But yeah, if you unequip and re-equip the weapon, it loads the gun for you again, so you can fire the Mosin Nagant really fast. And it only takes 8 hits with the Mosin Nagant to down the Fury.
You're gonna get a good showcase of doing that in the whole escape sequence with quick reloading the RPG-7.
Alright, we're gonna capture Rykov. So, oh, he's doing something different. I don't know this strat. Oh yeah, shoot the guard in the leg so you can distract him just enough to run past him. And now he's just gonna capture Rykov. Beautiful, really beautiful. So this is Rykov. We needed him the whole time. So we cause that caution to make Rykov run towards the radio, and then we can just intercept him along the path. So we're capturing Rykov, steal his clothes. Really well executed, dude.
Thank you.
One of those other parts of the game where absolutely anything can go wrong, and then it's just a wash or chaos.
Alright, we're gonna see our only glitch of the whole entire speed run. So this whole run's been kind of glitchless. We're gonna see a funny glitch though. I'm gonna have the binoculars on over here, and then we're fast. There you go. Really simple, like 4-second time save, but that's about it.
It's something like the game, like you're stuck in the wall because of the angle you enter the box with the wall and the collision like forces you out. It's only useful there. Like I wish we could do that on every wall in the game, and the entire run was just zoom in. This is like finding a place to zoom down walls.
It'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
But be careful what you wish for, right? Who knows? Imagine if that was this game, just doing that on every wall.
The movement option is just going against walls and using the box. It'd be crazy though, just to watch a flying box the whole entire time.
Who have you been talking to?
He doesn't know what you're talking
It'd be the one Metal Gear game where that would be the most bizarre to see too, because since everything's outside, you know, there's very few like angular, like proper walls outside like the warehouse and like the various like facilities you go through.
Yeah, I think it'd be more useful if it was MGS2. Like MGS2 is more condensed, or like MGS1.
Yes.
Where you just like go against walls and like actually like, fly. But in this game, it's too open.
Guess he's dead.
Yeah, we have to watch this cutscene every single time we do this speed run, so this is the part of the game where I just kind of just chill out. Not much to really talk about. Stuff's happening.
Do you not think the is it fair for a developer to say that you can't skip this cutscene? Like, should any cutscene ever be unskippable? I don't think so. Maybe on New Game, right? Maybe on New Game,
Take a look at your body.
but surely not on New Game Plus.
We're gonna find
Yeah,
this
unless-
cutscene's good.
Beautiful body you have.
Unless it's like hiding a loading screen or something like that. We get that a few times. I know Verm knows this, but you get that a few times in Nier Automata. There's a couple cutscenes that are like flagged as unskippable because they hide loading screens.
Oh, Max, I really thought you were gonna say like the ladder. It hides it because there's like a myth. There's like an MGS3 myth that the climbing the ladder is because it's so they could slow you down, so the game could like load the rest of the game.
It's loading
It's
the
a total
top.
myth. Yeah, it's a total myth. And I was like, oh my god, he's gonna say that out loud, and I'm gonna have to tell him he's wrong.
Let's get
No,
YouTube
no,
comment.
You're a tough one.
Thankfully not.
You must have your limits.
I recently learned the Max Payne 3 speedrun, and that game did that for like everything, to the point where the speedrun community like developed a cutscene skipper because no one's playing it on like the original Xbox 360, and you don't need any of the hidden loading screens anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the real reason the torture is unskippable is because there is actually gameplay there. Volgin is actually going to hit you and take health off you, and you can avoid it by holding the menu open. So to go like for a no life bars run, like no life bars used, and take in. Nice. The only way you can knock out Johnny there is by doing punch and then 3 revolver hits, or like that's the safest way to knock him out. We need the smoke grenades off him and the dead rat. We're going to do a frame perfect trick in this next room. Let's see your frame perfection. So we threw the rat out to distract a guard, and then we just run behind the other guard with that trick we talked about earlier, where you silence your footsteps by holding a weapon or a throwable. Real clean.
Yeah, extremely clean.
Now we have the most like honestly probably one of the most scary areas when you're on Fox Hunt runs is this next room. I think Apache would agree. It's like a little stressful.
I think it's so dreaded because this is like the first room where you lose your load trick if you have to reset on the PS3 version. That's why it sticks in our head so much. But yeah, he's going to throw a smoke grenade. It's got to land perfectly between those 2 guards. And now he's holding a smoke grenade again. And once he gets in this yellow box, he's just going to throw it out on top of the dog. And this looks good. Yeah, throwing anywhere that requires you to like throw grenades in first person in this game tends to be like a little bit finicky, and you go through phases with that room, right? It's like where you never get caught, and you're like, it's easy. Why do people get caught here? And then it catches you out once, and you second guess everything you know about it.
This game does this too a lot though. Like this game makes you like you feel safe, and then all of a sudden like, oh, you messed it up one time. Now I'm terrified of this room.
Yep.
And I shouldn't be.
For like marathon purposes, like when we're using RTA time, real time attack time. Yeah, I guess when we're using RTA, we try and lower our health there to end the sorrow fight as quickly as possible. But for the purposes of speedrun leaderboards, it doesn't actually matter what you do during the Sorrow fight. So Major Zero, not the guy from the game, the guy from the community, same name, and Appel, who's like an amazing glitch hunter, found tons of stuff in not only Tomb Raider but like Metal Gear series as well. They were both messing around with the emulator as the story goes, and they noticed that they were trying to find a discrepancy between two runs, and they were trying to find like where the load times differed. And they noticed in the Sorrow fight that the value for the IGT changed back to whatever it was when you entered the fight. So none of the Sorrow counts towards the in-game timer. And no one noticed for years. Like that was like 2021 or 2020 it was discovered.
Like 17 years straight. No one knew that.
Yeah, no one ever noticed. And it's in every version as well. So none of this fight counts towards your time at the end of the game. Because we were always like trying to work out like RTA. What's the discrepancy between that and the in-game timer? It's literally just a clock that counts down. When you start the game, a clock starts and it stops when you hit the score screen. And the only difference is the time you spend during the Sorrow.
Mm-hmm. It's wild that it doesn't like. I don't know if there's like a decided on like reason why.
Because it was a dream.
I guess.
I do think it's on purpose. Like I really do. Even though it wasn't discovered for like the longest time, I think it's completely on purpose.
Makes sense. There's very little in these like the Metal Gear games that isn't like a choice. You know what I mean? Like there's some stuff, but it's typically if something's if something happens like, for a reason.
I always think in these games there's always more to discover. Like anyone who thinks it's all figured out, even like some of how the story interacts with the gameplay, I don't think for a second it's still figured out. It's all figured out, and you know even this year new things were getting found.
Yeah,
like
and just
the
98. It's been like well, how long has it been? Like 26 years since the game came out.
Yeah, even major skips.
Even like non-speedrun stuff though, like in MGS2 they discovered recently that if you knock a seagull out and it lands on top of a guard, it knocks the guard out. Like there's a programmed interaction for it. And I searched for any reference to it, like online, on old forums, anywhere, and no one has ever mentioned it before. It's just like completely new, and they must have programmed that interaction.
Yeah.
So they've known that, like, you know, the developers have known the whole time that could happen. I wouldn't be able to shut up about it, right? If I put that into my game and no one had noticed, I would have to tell people.
Maybe wait a couple months, but then it would be something you wouldn't be able to stop talking about.
Yeah,
because it's great.
That's what I mean. That was discovered this year, so 23 years later, that gets like that interaction gets seen for the first time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't actually mention this earlier, but there's a weird interaction with the box. Like if you have a tranked enemy and the guards are walking towards him, if you're in the box, the priorities of what the guard searches for, like he's got like, you know, downed enemy is the downed teammate is the most important. Walk towards him, but seeing Snake overrides that, but not Snake in the box. So it's just like a weird
it's so funny.
Priority list abusal.
Yeah.
This is for sure the easiest room in the game, in my opinion. That has people inside it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite strats. Shoot the wall, and it causes a caution and causes all of the guards in the level to run to the top of the room. So they're completely out the way, and that allows us to run around and plant the C3 bombs. And meanwhile, the mechanics, they're still around, but the mechanics are the same as the scientists. They won't actually alert to the box. So you can be in front of them in the box for as long as you want, and it won't cause an alert.
Yeah,
so there's many a hard room in this game, but this is not one of them.
Yeah, this is the only room that's harder on very easy, as opposed to European Extreme. Very funny.
Yeah, you have to do slightly more, because when you shoot the wall, because the hearing's so bad in very easy, if you shoot the wall, they don't hear it, it doesn't cause a caution.
Yeah.
Very clean.
Alright, Volgin fight, lethal, right? So we're gonna run up, grab Volgin with the CQC and do the CQC push. And if you shoot Volgin once, allow him a little second to recover, you can now deal a ton of damage into him while standing up. Perfect. And now in phase 2, all we're going to do is wait for him to do his attack. We're going to lie on the ground so it avoids us. And then hopefully get in between his iframes. Perfect. And we want to make him fold his arms. When he folds his arms, he gets iframes, and then we watch for him to recover and just deal damage to him. We use the lethal rounds against Volgin because he doesn't actually die there. Spoilers. So he doesn't count as a kill because we're going to fight him again later. So you can get a lethal victory, which doesn't count as a kill, and allows you to get through the fight way faster. The non-lethal strat is much slower. And now we have unlimited ammo. Sorry, I'm interrupting you, mate.
I said very. It's very slow. Like what's it called when you're doing non-lethal.
Yeah.
Yeah. In other categories like all camos, you have to do non-lethal against him there.
Yeah, to get Cold War.
Yeah, and back in the day, like Cold War was really useful. Something I found on the PlayStation 3 version is during the bike chase, the frame rate dips. And because the timer in the game, like the in-game timer is just a clock, when you have less frames, it takes longer to get through these auto-scroller sections. And so what we would do is we'd look at the floor for as much as possible during this section. And I got the idea from watching GoldenEye speedruns, which is funny because they have a runway in that as well, and they'd look at the floor. And so I did it in this, and I found it saved like over 20 seconds if you could look at the floor the whole time. But now we have like a stable version of the game that stays at 60 FPS, so you don't need to look at the floor anymore. If your PC is not too good, you do, but for the most part, you don't have to do that anymore. Which is good, right? Because looking at the floor sucks.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually the reason I never got into like GoldenEye or Perfect Dark speedruns, because I was always like, oh, I don't want to just be staring at the floor and scraping.
Or having two controllers like elastic band together. No, I love it. I love watching GoldenEye runs. I love it when there's a new record.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, you can deal damage to the Shagohod here. The most health you can take off it is 40%. But you do very small amounts of chip damage every time you hit it with a rocket. And we want to get like max damage every single time, but it's really hard to do.
Verm's also showcasing that those quick swaps as well.
Oh yeah, it's a very important mechanic in this game. It's in the.
We didn't mention as well, but he actually changed to the OS cam. You can see he's wearing the OS cam. It's not very good camouflage, but it does have an added benefit that it reduces a third of the incoming damage. So it's like nearly as good as the sneaking suit, but you get it just for pressing I like MGS3 at the start of the game. So it's a was it Subsistence exclusive?
Yeah.
Or was it HD? Yeah, Subsistence. So we take slightly less damage, and just that bit of damage reduction makes this section so much easier.
This section's not easy at all. Like if you want to actually live without Oscam, it is low-key RNG, honestly.
Yeah, the most important thing is like taking out the RPG guards. There's some static RPG guard spawns, like there's one on the roof here now. And we're just gonna drop a stun grenade. Verm had like a really nice lineup. I just like YOLO it every time, but I think we can with the Oscam we can survive like one RPG. Like we can mess up and get hit by an RPG once and be okay. But without it, like you can die even if you don't get hit by the RPGs. But you got a last RPG guard on the right. Pretty much just ignored everyone else. Something that the Major actually tells you this on the radio. The character in the game, not the speedrunner. So Major Zero actually tells you this, but if camo index doesn't just like affect how often you get seen, but it also affects guards' accuracy or enemies' accuracy. So because we're wearing the Oscam here, we have lower camo index, which means we get shot more often. But even with that, it's worth it for the damage reduction. So yeah, if you're struggling with a section where like higher camo index stuff, you'll get shot less.
I didn't know that for the longest time. I didn't know that until I learned about Tuxedo speedruns, and I was like, oh really? Because in Tuxedo you take damage. You take so much damage in Tuxedo. Because
I actually realized it.
Barrel, you gotta restart.
I realized it from doing Tuxedo. I was like, why is this platform guard section so much harder? Why am I always dying? And I thought it must be the camo index. And I remember telling the arcade this, and I felt so smart. I was like, yeah, I've actually figured out that if you have worse camo index, you get shot more. And he's like, the Major literally tells you. Have you tried actually playing the story, dude? Like, it's an additional radio call, but he's just like, What are you, stupid?
It sounds like a YouTube comment, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always say stuff like that. Like, I knew that when I was 5 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love coming to like conclusions that the game was like volunteering the information for.
So right now, Morgan's not going to feel a thing, and he's going to wonder if that's all he can manage. He may also eventually want to grind us into dust, but not at this point.
Hopefully not, because if he wants to grind us into dust, he'll drive up to us, and we don't want to be too close to that splash damage. You've got really good pace going on here. If you spam too fast here, like you can hit the. I cursed you, man. I'm so sorry.
I thought I was too
Well, I think you've got max. I think you've got max, or you like 2 or 3 hits from it. Yeah. So I think this section and the Shagohod fight in general just has never really been balanced around the ability to tactical reload, which is a thing that's in the game on purpose. Tactical reload is meant to be there. Do you think they'll keep it in Delta or not?
No, I don't think so, actually.
You think they're gonna get rid of
I think
it?
the way
Yeah,
I think the game works will be just so different. Like, it just won't be like mechanic.
Although they did bring back like the load gates are still in Delta, aren't they?
Yeah, thank God. The game would suck if you got rid of those. They'd have to redesign the entire game to make it open world.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's true.
A lot of the areas in the game don't actually lead on to the next area, like the load screen implies. You're actually somewhere like completely different. But we're going to try and get the Shagohod stuck like this. And so the idea is we're going to stay behind the Shagohod for the entire fight. And to set it up, like it's called the Shagohod loop. And now he's at least started it here. So every time the sparks disappear from the back of the Shagohod, you can hit it again. As soon as he does the second shot, he's going to hit the tread again, and that will keep him parked where we can only see it unlucky. I think you're going to lose it here. Oh, nice. Keep him slightly longer, and he's got to get like these tricky glancing shots. You should be good. She's going to drive into a really good place by the time. Yeah, this should be good. Nah, I didn't give it. Yeah, unlucky. This is a pretty decent fight, honestly, for Marathon. It's so easy to lose this like Shagohod Infinite. The more you can stay behind him, the quicker you can do the fight. And I'd say like the AI and how it works is not fully understood, but that was a really good job with that fight. And now we're gonna wait like a second, fire at the tread, and we're gonna try and keep him in this position where we hit the tread, hit him in the head, hit him in the tread, repeatedly. Go for a no scope, dare ya?
I will.
Let's see it.
Got it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
It's always tradition to go for no scope because it's funny, but never in a PB attempt.
Always in a PB attempt.
Nah.
And again, we're in like an auto-scroll section. The idea is to get into the second room of this area with as much health as possible. Since he's got the Oscam, that should be very achievable. There's 2 static bike spawns after this, so one is here. The game can only have 3 bikes on screen at once here. So if there's 3 bikes, no more will spawn. But if you take them out here, there's like a fixed spawn around this corner where another 3 will come out, and then we have like 2 checkpoints back to back. And basically, you just want to take out as many guards as possible at the checkpoints to take as little health damage as possible, because this next room is like evil. It's genuinely evil.
Yep. It's a gatekeeper for people. Like, you're like, okay, you know what? I got to the hardest parts of the game, and then you get to this next room, and you're like, oh, these guys just kill me. Like, straight up, like,
Yeah.
You're never in danger of dying because you always get spotted, right? And then the game's over. It's either that or bosses that'll kill you, but here it's like the enemies just do so much damage.
Yeah, and it's something if you've played like a bunch of this game casually, you're probably trained to not take this escape sequence super seriously, because you've infinite ammo, you know, like you can just blast your way through. Even non-lethally, it's not super hard, but on European Extreme you just take so much more damage when you get hit that even like these little roadblocks become surprisingly dangerous.
Yeah, Verm actually was patient there to take out. There's like 1 RPG guard that spawns right before the end. notorious RPG guard because on the older versions of the game, if he hits you with the rocket, it makes the game run at like 10 FPS.
No,
Yeah.
like honestly, like 3 FPS. Dude. It's so bad.
Also, more of that logic from the someone near a barrel getting shot. If the barrel explodes, that wasn't you. That was the barrel. Same thing. If someone falls asleep at the wheel of one of these flying pedestals, that's that's between him and gravity, I guess. But it doesn't count as kill.
Workplace hazard. But
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
what Verm's doing is he's just watching out for the one in the middle. The one in the middle is tricky. Oh my gosh, he hit you. But yeah, the one in the middle can get into a position above you. Like oh nice, you caught him. You just caught him. He can basically park above you, and he can rain like fire down on you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And he's in a position where you can't actually hit him anymore. So you're constantly watching out for the middle platform guard, and never letting him get that ground on you. So every time you shoot one, there's only ever 3 on screen. Whenever you shoot one, he comes back. So you want to like pace out when you get them as well. You don't want to hit them too early. And look at his health. Like he came in here with like full health, and now he's already on like half, even with the damage reduction weapon. And if you don't shoot that branch, it will pretty much kill you. I think it does you from full health, but I might be wrong about that.
It does so much damage. I don't think you'll die with Oscam, but it will annihilate you.
But yeah, platform guards, and not only can you like, you can shoot perfectly, never let the middle guard have ground on you, and you can still get unlucky because when you shoot the platforms, they can fall on top of you and do damage, and they can also fall on top of you and set you on fire.
Yeah, why not? We'll just add that.
So
I
right
guess.
now, all Verm's going to do now is shoot the gunners. If you shoot the gunner, the drivers will pull out a pistol, and they're not very accurate, so... And like, no new ones will spawn if you don't take out the drivers, so... This room's super chill, though.
Yeah, like
Compared to the other 2 rooms.
yeah, like you can survive this room with like so little health. Like right now, there's no way I can die.
Get to enjoy the music.
Oh yeah. Wait.
That was necessary.
What's your favorite song in the Metal Gear series?
I'll wait up for probably what's it called? The best is yet to come. Honestly, because like every time I play
Yeah.
MGS1, it just hits, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a really solid choice. How about you, Haji?
Oh, and Metal Gear Solid 2 Special Mission Photograph.
Oh, you're a banger.
Oh.
Big tune.
What about skateboarding, dude?
Here comes our jump.
Yeah, I mean, skateboarding, the first time I heard it, it made me want to pick up a guitar and learn how to play.
So
Very fair.
And as long as you don't say yell dead cell.
What do you think of
That's like saying I love Stairway to Heaven. Stairway to Heaven's my favorite song. There's nothing wrong with it, but like there's way more music in the game.
Oh yeah.
It's like you're not wrong, but like
I mean, it's a
please
banger.
try
But...
to hit. Check out this Acid OST.
Let me have some more.
Mine's super basic, but I think it's the Peace Walker main theme. The like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
Just
Oh, you have to say any song from Peace Walker, like it's, Peace Walker's gotta be like everyone who's played it like just loves it.
yeah.
But it's like it just didn't sell well over here. It's so sad.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
meant for the PSP, so I guess it makes sense. PSP was kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. Like they capitalized. They tied it in with the other reason people had PSPs, which was Monster Hunter.
True. I mean,
Yeah,
Kingdom
Metal Gear's
Hearts
had
as
some
well.
crazy crossovers.
Yeah, it's true. A lot with real
Super
life
Smash Bros.
brands. Yeah, Smash
Yeah,
Bros.
and-
That's true.
In this, Calorie Mates, like in 4, Regain and iPods, and yeah, there's been tons of like crazy
Oh my
crossovers.
God.
They've done Mountain Dew and
And
Doritos.
Yeah.
The true gamer foods. And then in Death
And it just-
Stranding, we had Monster. Remember?
Yeah, Monster, and then
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not in the re-release.
Sad. They had to remove it. I forgot why though.
Did they also remove the like AMC TV show like ride with Norman Reedus in the
Did
remaster?
Did they? Was that in the
I
game?
don't know. I don't even know if that show's still airing. And whenever you take a shower in that game, there's like a giant poster for that show on the shower doors.
Fun fact about Vermilion: when Death Stranding was coming out, he actually queued for over 24 hours to meet Hideo Kojima.
I did. That was.
And he was first in line and got a picture with him and Shinkawa.
That's
so
awesome.
hype, yeah.
And then he played Death Stranding, and he said, "Best game I've ever played in my life."
They did not just say that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to all the Death Stranding fans. I'm just not a fan. Not for me.
I'm looking forward to the second one, because if there's anything Kojima can do, it's make sequels.
True. But
This
I
is
trust-
very true.
I trust him to make a sequel. Metal Gear 1, sorry. Metal Gear 2,
banger?
the original 2D games, like Metal Gear 2, Unreal game. Metal Gear Solid 2,
True.
Acid 2.
I hear something.
Oh, Acid 2 is so good.
Yeah, truly underrated.
Yeah.
This is just the last room of guards. We're being careful. We have to wait for Eva here, so we can take a little bit more time to shoot those guards. But yeah, and then the next room is the boss.
At the end of the game.
Yeah, the boss called the boss.
Maybe there's a faster way to score Eva, but this is really all we have.
I'm so hungry.
Yeah, if you go too far from her, she walks slower and takes worse paths. So you have to stay as close as possible to her to make her walk at the fastest speed and take the best lines. But if she gets too close to you, she stops, and you have to call her again.
Yeah, that's wild. Alright. Here we go. Final boss.
Right, the boss.
Let's
Boss.
see what you're made of.
Yeah, rip the bitrate. Like, this notorious for bitrate in streams, but anyone who loves this fight, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for what we're gonna do here. We're gonna shoot her twice in the head, and then we're gonna toss a stun grenade high in the air. Shoot her twice in the head. We have to wait for her iframes. If you shoot her too fast, she gets an instant recovery. Throw the stun grenade in the air, turn away. She'll stand up just as it goes off. Shoot her twice in the head. After we've waited the correct amount of time, CQC slammer. Shoot her in the face. And then she's going to run towards us. The first time she stands up from there, she'll run straight towards us. And then 2 headshots, slam her down. Jobs are good and
There
great
we
fight, dude.
go. Clean.
So yeah, anyone who loves this fight, Jack, let's make this the greatest 10 minutes of our life. And then we just instantly, alright, see ya.
It is not 10 minutes, thankfully. Yeah, so it's not over yet. We have a few more things we gotta do, but I mean, it's a pretty solid run. I'm a little upset about mountains, but just how it be these runs.
Yeah, it's a marathon.
Yeah, just that's how it is.
It's worth mentioning the Foxhound curse. No one has ever heard Foxhound in MGS3 at an event, any marathon online or otherwise, since Molotov at GDQ 2014.
It's been 10 years,
It's our only.
and it was almost broken today. But
Slurpathon 2025, that's gonna be it.
True.
Why are you giving me this?
Jack.
But yeah,
So
thanks,
speaking of
Patch.
unskippable
Thanks so
cutscenes.
Yeah, this is unskippable. We can't do much.
You're a wonderful.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys being out here to come to the run. Omax, runner of this game. Apache, also a very skilled runner of this
Do
game.
it.
Yeah.
God, Omax, how long have you been around for? I remember seeing you on the leaderboard when I started. You've ran this game longer than both of us.
It's been a long time. I think my first run, I think I started running this
There's
in
only room
2016,
for one boss.
2017.
And one snake.
No,
Yeah, way
maybe a little earlier than that even. But yeah, my first run on the at a marathon was Slurpathon 2018. And I did it with what turned out to be like the flu. But
yeah, so do we just take the middle revolver,
That's time, by the
do
way.
6 shots. Time.
nice time.
Thanks for having me, Vermillion. I always I love watching you play. I love commentating for you,
Dude,
man.
it was. Thank you, man. It was a movie. That's all I'm gonna say, guys. It was stressful. Roller coaster. Like I thought I was gonna get caught in the beginning, and I was like, oh wow, this is gonna not work, and it just worked. I'm like, all right, sure, we got it. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. You know, it was really fun running these 2 games, Final Fantasy X and MGS3 at Slurpathon. But you know, that's gonna be it for me. Appreciate you guys being out here.
Yeah, we always love having you.
John.
For sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Great joy in my life. Thank you.
Oh, it's time. Stop the timer.
Oh yeah, I can't stop it at the alt tab. My bad.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
we
it's all good. It's all good. I mean, we know the IGT doesn't come in until the end of the credits anyway. So.
There we go. It was a really solid run though. 103 in a marathon. Very good for that time.
Yeah, fantastic.
What was the estimate? I don't remember what I put for the estimate actually.
You said 110. So.
110? Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, well thank you guys.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. We appreciate it. Okay. So, coming up next, we have Elden Ring, I believe. So, we will be right back.
Yeah, we sure did.
Don't go away, obviously. Slurpathon 2024. There's a lot more to come. The best is yet to come. Maybe, hopefully, we'll see.